What is going on, people? Welcome to a live reaction. Live reaction to Palace news as well. I'm joined by T, AJ, Stein here to react to, of course, our first signing under Oliver Glasner. Chadi Riad has officially joined Palace. For everyone that's watching on replay, if you do enjoy the content, like the video, please. It helps us a lot. Let's try to get over 200 likes for our new signing and let us know, most importantly, your thoughts in the live comment section and in the comment section down below. Gents, it's been a while since I spoke to AJ and T. What's going on, man? What's going on? Are you enjoying the off season? The drama with Palace? Both of you?
I'm bored. I'm actually looking forward to this stream ending so I can get into the Euros and all the hype. 3 games a day. We will be there.
I'm excited. I don't know about you, Stan, but I'm excited about the Euros. I know your country beat my one on a friendly, not the Euros.
Oh, well, my other country, because obviously...
Exactly, yeah, your other country.
my other country.
In the Euros. But are we all excited about the Euros? I'll be honest, when I woke up today, I was like, finally, like, rather than Elise, there's going to be something else to actually look forward to, the Euros, rather than hear about Elise every other day.
No, that's gonna be fun, man. Just looking forward to it.
Just quickly before we get started about Chadi Riad, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Who do we have winning the Euros? I'll go around. T.
Portugal.
AJ.
Portugal.
As well, Stan.
France.
Okay, I got Serbia. Let's see who actually ends up winning the Euros in this tournament. But look, we've got Chadi Riad here. We've got Chadi Riad who...
Wait. Are we just going to skip over the fact
We're not going to just skip over
No,
that.
wait,
I need some explanation.
Serbia.
First of all,
let's rewind.
Pick your own country.
You said that with so much chest and so much conviction and then just moved on. We're not having that.
You understand why?
What is...
You will understand.
What did you get them in a work sweepstakes or something? Did you get done over?
He did. He definitely.
He must have. That's the only way that makes sense to me.
If you watch football, you understand about Serbia's chances in this group. If you had all the probabilities and all the mathematics together, then you would understand. You would understand the chance that Serbia has coming out of the group, who they'll be facing, the circumstances where they're playing. You have to consider the hotel, the travels to the stadium, outside of the stadium, like everything together. Serbia has got the best bets. Best chance.
Did you bump your head on holiday? What is going on? Like I don't.
Nah.
Like,
Serbia's got a very good chance. Serbia's got.
You need to stop removing. Listen, you need to take those. Listen, you need to take those heavy objects from on top of that shelf because they keep hitting you, bro, and making you do some mad stuff.
You know that you're going live on the internet as well, and like this is going to be here for all to see, and like this could get clipped and.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, all my Serbians that will support me in my dark horse race. It's boring saying Turkey being a dark horse. I think Serbia's got a very good chance, man. Let's change it up.
Even Serbians know they're not winning it. Like I don't.
Well, you can't say that. They're not Serbian.
They're beating England on Sunday, aren't they?
You don't know. You might upset a few Serbians. Maybe some Serbians do think they're going to be winning it. Exactly. You never know.
Good luck with that.
They're beating England on Sunday, are they?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Wait, are we facing England?
Oh my God!
No, I don't even know.
Wait,
maybe.
Since when did you become Serbian?
Today, right now, as of this stream.
Is this D or D's twin brother? What's going on? What is happening?
I don't know. Look, whilst people are joining, we might as well talk about the Euros just quickly. But Tim's in Germany, works goes off. I've seen Netherlands from a Moroccan fan. We'll be talking about a Moroccan player now as well. That's not a good shout. I'll be honest. Serbia's got a better chance because
Serbia's got a better chance than Holland.
Well, Netherlands, they've got a few injuries just recently, and this. And
Who's injured? Who's injured for them?
My man is on a bender right now.
Yeah, Frankie de Jong.
He must have been drinking early, man. I don't know, man. I don't get it.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited about the Euros. I'm hyped up, man. I wish it was a Euro stream. I wish we'd done a Euro. Yeah, but it's not happening.
Beer garden or something, man. Something's not adding up here, man. I don't understand.
Hey, my man must be getting some Serbian sponsorship for the channel, man.
maybe, yeah.
Hey, we spoke about Palace sponsor.
Milivojevic has been in touch. He's doing an interview. Milivojevic has been in touch. He's coming on the channel, and he just said,
just wait till
bet 88, mate.
Yeah,
right.
As dodgy as Bet 88.
From dodgy Asian sponsors to now dodgy Serbian sponsors.
Well, wait till Bangladesh announce their sponsor on this channel. Hey, so wait till that. Wait till that. I'm eating everyone up. No, I'm joking. There's no sponsorship deals so far. Illegal Serbian gambling site. All right. Jokes aside, let's talk about business before the Euros actually start. The lineups are out as well, so we'll be on here talking about everything Palace. Also, construction news as well, people. Today on the newsstand, so we'll show maybe some videos and some photos on that as well on today's stream. But yeah, man, it's finally after 1 or 2 days of what's going on with Elise. Good news, T, ain't it? Good news.
Very much
to have this announcement that we spoke about 3 weeks ago, but then again, due to the international break, we kind of expected it to be concluded now. And funny enough, I think one of us said Friday.
Yeah, and like I think John mentioned it earlier right here. Somebody did talk about this. They talked about the fact that the kit would be announced on Thursday, first player will be announced on Friday, and then all three. And that's been super accurate to this point.
Who said this?
Somebody said on BBS. I don't know what BBS is.
It's just like a
forum. Yeah, it's a forum. Yeah. But I said it on Twitter as well. I've seen this as well. And yeah, so far it's been true. It's been true. But I don't know about all three signings because we've only announced one. I don't think we're going to be announcing another two more today. But I mean, with this one, it's kind of weird. I don't know what you two think, AJ and Stan, but we kind of knew that he was going to join Palace, so the excitement is still there. But it's like, cool, he's announced now, rather than we're on a Monday, deal close, on a Tuesday, medical complete, and then on a Friday, complete deal. We're talking about a player that you've known about for about 3 weeks now, nearly a month.
Mm-hmm. It's true, but you can never really get excited until you physically see them wearing the shirt or holding up the shirt and at the ground. I've seen the videos, the behind the scenes and all that sort of stuff, doing the medical, shaking hands with Doogie and Steve Parish, although I haven't seen that one in this time around so far. But I think that something about it makes it a little bit more real and official when you see them actually wearing the shirt. There's always hype and excitement building up to it when it's kind of non-official. But until you physically see them in your shirt, on your website, wearing our gear, now it just feels a little bit more like you can almost relax a little bit about it because it's done.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
and we've seen plenty of times where it's come down to the last minute and we've lost out on somebody. Let me not remind us of Flynn Downs.
Yeah, I was what I'm
saying. He didn't come down to the last minute though. Like he was signed, he done his media and everything.
That's what I'm saying. Then, we got that close and didn't get the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. Because then we spent the whole summer at the time not looking for another midfielder. I think we spent the whole summer chasing Gallagher or somewhere like that. But listen, OG's here, so things are going to be different now, or they look to be different now anyway. And the targets have been identified, agreed, and let's go and get them. So brilliant.
Yeah,
it's good to see. Good to see us get work done this early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not used to it, and of course we're expecting another signing. The third signing, based on the Twitter sources, is I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's true, but I do expect Kamada to be announced as well. Just quickly about the details about the player, rumored to be around 15 million euros on a 5-year deal. He's only 20 years old as well, so I mean that's very good to tie him on a long-term contract. He was over at Real Betis last season and the Liga. Had a very good season over there as well. He's a ball-playing defender. Still, of course, young and exactly what you expect from a modern centre-half. So just let's quickly talk about where we see him fitting in. And I'll start off with UT. Is Riad going to be a starter? Is there a chance? Do you think it's still too early to say? Or do you see him as more of a depth option? Quality depth option for the upcoming season?
Right now, I see him as depth. I wouldn't consider him to be a starter until we potentially lose somebody right now. I mean, as of right now, I think the starting back three is Richards, Gehi, and Anderson until a change happens. And then at that point, if something does happen, then we need to decide on how do we go about bringing in a replacement? Do we bring in another just solid young guy who we can let compete for a spot, or do you spend a little bit more money on a guy like LaCroix and bring him in and just slide him into the starting position and let Riad come off of the bench? But as of right now, I'd say he's a bench option.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the three centre halves, of course, that's what Glasner prefers in his system. For me, off the top of my head, I think Gahey, Anderson, and Richards. But then again, AJ, when you look at the situation with Gahey, has been talks about him potentially leaving this summer. If we was to leave, do you think Riad goes into his slot, or do we get another replacement?
The thing is, yeah, I've kind of sold myself the idea that Gay's leaving anyway, because we know he's not signing a new deal, and it'd be very stupid of us not to cash in on him. He is a very quality and skillful centre-back that is capable of coming forward and is very good on the ball. So that is kind of like for like Mark Gay. Obviously, LaCroix has been spoken about. The Edwards rumour just never disappears. I know there's been a couple other mid centre-backs that have been spoken about. But if we ended up getting a LaCroix or an Edwards, and then obviously having Riad there as well, you've got a decent enough centre-back selection to pick from there as well. Not obviously forgetting about a potential Klein or Ward that kind of slots into there as well. So it wouldn't really bother me, to be fair. I think because I'm at that stage where logic is kicking in a bit, and I'm just thinking to myself, I think Gay's kind of gone, or at least half one foot out the door. Unless something's, I mean, we've been proven wrong with Elise, but I mean, unless something really big happens within the next few months, I actually don't think Gay's saying. I think out of all of our star players, that's the only one I've kind of resided to potentially leaving. And it's best that we just go be ahead of the curve rather than scrambling on deadline day or the last week of deadline day and it failing.
I don't know about you, Stan, but I don't think this is the Gahey replacement. Look, under the previous manager, we were playing on the two centre halves, so maybe having four centre backs at your team, it made sense for the time being. But then when you look at having three centre halves, cup competitions as well, 5 is the ideal number. Probably you don't want only one centre back as your depth option. I mean, it only takes one injury or one player to be fatigued, and then things go wrong. Of course, you don't want, in my opinion, I wouldn't want 6 or 7 like outright centre backs. We've got players who can play in that position, such as Lerma that we saw last year. But you know, you don't want to just stack up on defenders as well. I think 5 is an appropriate number, as well as other players that could play there. So I think he comes there as a depth option. I think he comes there as a player to prove himself. And under Glasner, I don't think, in a way, of course, we can talk about the starting 11, but I don't think any player is guaranteed to start. And the reason why I'm saying that is look at Nathaniel Klein, for example. He kind of proved himself and he was starting for quite a few games. And, you know, Gahey didn't start straight away when he came back. And with Riad, if there is any players that are out of form, any players that are fatigued, I do think he'll get opportunities this season. I mean, some of the stats that he's had based on last year, 26 appearances, dribble pass, 0.42 per 90 minutes, clearances 4 per 90 minutes, short pass accuracy, which is very important in Glasner's system, 95%, head and duels 1.83 per 90. He's a quality defender. He's not like a defender we're getting for the sake of it, but this is what we've needed, though, isn't it? With depth options, we needed quality, and I think that is what he adds. He's not just there for numbers' sake.
100%. I think you need in any decent team, like you said, you need depth, but you don't need like we had when we had midfielders like James McCarthy that were just there for the sake of being midfielders. You actually need people that can play the system. You need people that can give competition to the other players. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the way that Glasner made substitutions at times this last season was probably very different to what we're used to. Like there would be times when he'd pull one of the fullbacks off, or he'd pull one of the centre backs off just to change it up a little bit, etc., etc. So I think he will get plenty of minutes. He's shown that. He's a quality addition. His career trajectory speaks for itself. To be honest with you, he's come through Barcelona Academy, and he played there for 3 years. He actually started a game. He played 35 games for Barcelona B. He actually started a game for Barca, and then 26 appearances last year for Real Betis. So like his career trajectory as a youngster coming through, he's 20 years old. It speaks for itself. He'll play. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
How many appearances do you reckon he will play then? What type of game do you think he starts games? Is it appearances off the bench? What do we think about the opportunities that he will get for next season?
I think what you've got to find as well, D, is that now I'm really hoping that we're not just looking at the league, right? So we're not just looking at like 38 games and how many is he going to play. So in the league, he might play 15, he might play 20, he might start, he'll probably come off the bench initially, maybe he'll start a couple. But if we're looking to have a run in the cups, you're going to need depth and stuff like that, and that's where he could play, right? So yeah, I think you'll see him. You'll see a bit of him, to be fair.
Yeah. I think we will. But I don't know about in terms of the league, T. I don't know if he'll have that many appearances. I think I'm leaning more, especially in the first year, towards cup appearances and appearances off the bench. Then again, 20 league appearances. Is he going to make that many defensive changes in the season?
I was thinking 10 to 15 appearances. I mean, because you have to factor in, he may come off the bench for some, which could be a thing, but then you're bound to have some injuries here and there. It's going to happen. Guys are going to need rest and things like that. International breaks possibly too. I don't know. There are different things that could factor into to give him more appearances. So I think in league maybe 10 to 15 could be a decent number, maybe even more depending on the type of, if anybody has a little bit longer of a injury. I mean, think about it. I mean, Mark Gahey was out for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Klein was good enough, but the problem is Klein's not centre back.
No, I'm saying that was a lot of appearances that Klein added to his to his account through that injury.
Probably triggered another contract extension.
Literally, like literally, just like that, So
yeah, I do think we need to get used to, because there has been this narrative that as soon as we're linked to players, that means player A is gone, player B is gone. I think we need to get used to depth. We haven't really had it, quality depth. These type of players that we pay money for, 50 million euros or whatever, doesn't seem like a massive amount. It's still a good amount. I mean, you buy a few players, 50 million euros, next thing you know, you spend over 30 million on players. But this is what we need to do. And also, reports came out yesterday. Loads of reports came out after the stream that I finished about Elise furthermore, about, him being happy staying at Palace. I don't want to talk about Elise today, but quickly, the thing I wanted to highlight is that one of the reports suggested that he wants to see the club be ambitious in the market. And I think we are doing that. We are doing that so far. I think Riad is an ambitious signing. Young player with experience that adds that quality depth. Kamada, when we come on here, I don't know when it'll be, probably next week, and react to his signing. That is quality depth. That's what we need to be doing if we want to push up the table, if we want to push into the top 10, top 7, those type of positions, because injuries happen, fatigue happens, cup competitions. So we need players to step up, a genuine player to step up. And I do think with Rob Holding, there was a big debate there at the end of the season show with AJ. But I think Rob Holding, Riad, Richards, Gahey, and Anderson.
I forgot about Rob Holding,
Yeah, he's there. He's there as well. With these players that are there, I think those 5, that is depth that could step up when it's needed. I'm not worried about any of them. Whereas Tompkins, I would have been worried. For example, this is Tompkins' replacement in a way. And for me, it is an improvement. But I was surprised about the fee, 15 million euros. It is quite cheap. I believe there's a deal about Barcelona getting about 10 million euros of that, because technically the player was out on loan in Barca, and then I don't know the complications exactly, but he went to Real Betis, and then I think they triggered a clause, and Barcelona still get a bit of money. But 15 million euros, AJ, it's not a massive amount of money. Hopefully it still gives us the opportunity to spend a bit more without selling in this window.
Yeah. I guess the thing is, with Barcelona, they need the money. Betis kind of won in that situation, to be fair, because the way you got to look at it is that was a player that would have been returning back to Barcelona anyway. So whether it would have been Betis or us he came to, Betis probably wouldn't have been able to buy him on a permanent, but I don't think they would have been able to put up the kind of funds that we would in comparison. There's not really a lot. I think I remember discussing this on a stream a while ago. There's not a large sum of money amongst Spanish teams unless your name is Real Madrid or Barcelona. We know how the share's not even over 100%. There. So any bit of money that those kind of clubs could bring in, they're going to take it. But they don't sort of make their players astronomical fees like we would, for example, in reverse. So I think it's a decent amount of money to spend on a player that, he's young, but more importantly, he's a young international that's done bits in a top 5 league. So money doesn't really bother me that much, as long as obviously it doesn't take a large chunk of the budget, and the club obviously has a plan. We've managed to get him and also a Japanese international for a combined total of 14-15 million pounds so far. Sorry, euros. So God knows what that in pounds. That's probably 10 million pounds we spent already.
12 and
10
a
million
half.
quid, yeah.
Exactly, and we've managed to bring in 2 international players into our team. If that doesn't show ambition, I don't know what is. So let's just keep going. Let's just keep the rhythm going. Let's keep the manager happy. It doesn't bother me at all, the funds, the amount of money. You got to factor in how good he was last season. You got to also factor in the fact he is an international player. I think it's good value for money. Let's just see how it plays out.
Yeah, Dave has a thought saying, to my mind, always a worry that we are buying players for potential. We picked up some cheap centre backs like O'Brien and moved them on for very little money. 27 games in League One since. I mean, the whole point is to buy players like that, and it has worked out. Elise is player that we bought for potential. Eze, Gay,
you can't put O'Brien
on
the same level as Chadi Riad. Chadi Riad just started 30 matches in La Liga.
And he's
before O'Brien came to us, he came from Cork.
Yeah, he's playing in League of Ireland, which
you can't compare those two.
And Cork, I think when he was there, they weren't in the Premier; they were in the Irish equivalent of the Championship.
Yeah, they fell off, didn't they, a little bit?
Yeah, but they're back up now. But you can't win them all. But I wouldn't actually class it as a failure because he never played in the first team. Was it? How much did we sell him to Lyon for? Like 3 mil or something like that? Like something ridiculous. Okay, for $1 million. Okay,
1 million.
So he never played in the first team. We sold him for $1 million. He's gone on to have a good first season. Apparently, West Ham are going to pay 30 for him. West Ham are going to pay 30 million for him after he played League of Ireland, a couple of reserve team appearances, and then went and played for Lyon for a whole season. Apparently, we have 15% coming back to us anyway. So was it that much of a failure? I think we've still made some money on that guy.
Well, we had this debate. I just think with the Senate clause, it could have been a bit high, but we're not going to talk about O'Brien. We kind of spoke about him.
I did do some research into the whole Chadi Riad transaction piece. So the 10 million that they talking about that Barcelona got, so 3 million euros of that is the buy clause that they got so Betis actually purchased Riad for 3 million euros. So that's 3 million that Barcelona got. But then they sold him to us for 14, which Barcelona has a 50% sell-on clause. So 7 of the 14 then went back to Barcelona. So Barcelona got 10 million, whereas so basically they profited 4 million euros off of Chadi Riad. Yeah, and that lets you know
everyone got paid.
But that also lets you know how bad they need money, because they did all of that to profit 4 million.
That's a lot of work. To be fair, that's
a lot of money, though. I know in transfer terms it isn't, but 4 million is a good chunk of money.
I'm saying but that just lets you know how like AJ was saying,
need money.
These Spanish teams outside of Real Madrid and Barcelona, they need money.
Yeah,
and Barcelona have their own issues, and they haven't even got enough funds in the club technically to register the coaching staff at the moment. So,
Hansi Flick's just sitting in Barcelona chilling, boy.
That money could be used towards that, I guess.
Sitting in a W hotel drinking a gin and tonic,
in this process, I don't know. It's just crazy how a club like Barcelona has ended up in this situation. But let's actually listen to what Riad has said. This was posted on Crystal Palace's Twitter page. His first interview, that's about 30 seconds long. Of course, go and check out Palace TV where you can see the full.
Chadi, welcome to Crystal Palace. How does it feel to be here?
Oh, geez. Can you still see it?
Mm-hmm.
Did it stop?
It stopped.
It stopped, right? All right, let me start it again.
Chadi, welcome to Crystal Palace. How does it feel to be here?
Pues nada, simplemente me interesé al venir aquí por la historia que tiene el club, por la liga en la que juega. Me está informando durante este año cómo juegan y yo creo que se complementa perfectamente a la manera que tengo yo de jugar. Y por la afición también, sobre todo por el interés que mostraron desde el principio. Me hicieron sentir como en casa y estoy aquí.
Chadi, welcome to Crystal.
So that is what he said to Palace TV. Did you lot be able to hear that? Was that all fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So he did speak about, even in the longer interview, he did mention about Glasner and his plans as well. So I just wonder what exactly has been sold to him, because I don't see him starting. I think Glasner's pointing out this message to all the players that you will lose your spot. Like, I don't care who you are, you will lose your spot if you don't perform at the levels. And I think that's the only way maybe Riyad comes. Maybe Glasner saw him the bigger picture, because I don't think Glasner can tell him 100% that he's a star. Surely you can't with Richards, Anderson, and Gay there. Like, all of these players have to be competing for the spot. So I think those conversations in itself is positive. The fact that, whatever Glasner said, I think he's on the lines of, everyone has to compete for a spot. That itself is positive. That, no one is guaranteed to start.
He told him he's playing in Europe next season, bro. That's all he had to tell him. That's it.
Yeah.
He told him he's getting Europe next year, blood. That's all he had to say.
Europe. Right? Let's not jinx this, man. Hopefully.
It's coming, man. It's coming. But in all fairness, I think the opportunity is playing the Premier League. I noticed he mentioned that in his the long scale interview. He did obviously mention the fan base, the natural appeal. You don't really need to sell the Premier League that much to most players around the world, apart from obviously the top elite ones that have their choices of your Bayerns, Barcelonas, Real Madrids, and Milan clubs, for example. You don't have to sell the Premier League to these players. Like, you get international players playing for the newly promoted clubs and moving over. I don't think he had to sell him that much. Plus, he could have easily, he is still Glasner, a European champion. And with somebody like Doogie behind it as well, I think it would have been very easy to sell him the project that the club is building. I'm assuming they probably would have used the stand element in there as well, the money coming in through the door in the Premier League. There's tons of different ways. London, there's 1,000 different ways you could have sold that to him, to be fair. So that doesn't concern me as much. I do also agree with the narrative that...
Sorry to interrupt you. You know what you just reminded me of when a listener came on after we lost to Bournemouth and said, what player in their right mind is going to want to come to Crystal Palace?
What was that? I just ran a message.
Because AJ was saying about, like, obviously the sell of the club and, like, what we said to him, etc., etc. And I just had a mind, like, refresh of someone came on here when we lost to Bournemouth under Glasgow. Why would you ever want to come to Crystal? What player would want to come to Crystal Palace?
There's quite a few people down in Glasgow. I'll never forget the comments of what's the difference between Roy Hodgson and Glasgow. I'll never forget that.
But then what you got to look at is in January, we were able to bring Wharton and Muniz through the door. Also, well, Wharton not then, but Muniz is a Colombian international right back. How did you get him through the door? Why was he so desperate to come in? There's ways of selling the football club to players around the world. I think that's such a straightforward thing.
I don't think you need to. Palace as well, like, for all its faults and fans' frustrations, we're an established Premier League football club. We're 11, 12, maybe even 13 seasons now. 12 seasons is going to be in the Prem. Like, we're an established London Premier League football club. If a player gets an opportunity, he'll take it.
Yeah, there is that as well. And London factor, I think, is massive. But look, we're going to go through the questions now. If you have any other thoughts, send them through. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button, people. Takes a second of your time, helps grow the channel and the algorithm. We are very close to 5,000 subscribers. So thanks to every single one of you that's been supporting the channel so far. But if you haven't already done so, make sure to get involved as we grow the community. Now, let's go through some questions before we wrap up. Twisted saying, how can we progress without buying first-team starters? Who wants to answer this?
I'll give you that one. What do you classify a first-team starter? Because, I mean, what do you like? Who do you want to bring in that's like a guaranteed first-team starter that's probably better than what we actually have? Like, was Wharton, was he a first team starter? He was when we bought him. Munoz was a first team starter when we bought him. I think if what they're saying about Kamada is true, he is a fully fledged international player. He's won Europa League. He's played a lot of games in Italy last year. He will start more games than people think. So I think we are buying first team starters. And let's not mention we've been linked with Matthias Sule, I think it's called. There's a number Reece Nelson. We've been linked with as well. I think it's not just about starting every single game. You need players that can come off the bench, players that can, it's a long season, injuries. So I think the players we are buying are all capable of starting games, in my opinion.
And it's also the question of, are you insinuating that we need to be buying players to start for us right now? Because the question, if that's the question, then who are we? Who's in need of replacing right now that is in our starting 11? Who are we looking to replace?
Well, so to play the devil's advocate here, I mean, if we buy, let's say, a starter for this one, I'm saying it's not realistic. I mean, let's say we have to improve one position in defense. Maybe look at Richards, I guess. I think Anderson, then I think it goes Richards. Then again, after Richards' quality, you'll probably have to spend about 30 million, 40 million pound. And then if you have a 30, 40 million pound defender and Richards is now the depth option rather than Riad, then that is, you improve like that. Maybe he means in that terms, why don't we spend on starters to make these starters?
But I mean, Chris Richards is 100% a starting caliber player in the Premier League. 100%.
100%. He's proven it.
Yeah, but when with Richards, he had to wait his turn and he had to prove himself at this level because, well, even any player you look in our first team, Elise, Eze, they came from the Championship. They cost minuscule amounts of money in comparison. When we bought them at the time, did we know that they were going to start week in, week out? Maybe yes, maybe no. It would depend on what type of team and squad.
Sure.
Yeah, we knew he would have naturally have got into the team eventually. But remember, at the beginning, Hodgson wasn't having it. And then eventually he is now the, poster boy for the team now. It's just a case of when you get through the door and you get your opportunity and you get your chance, you have to take it and you have to let these people know what you're about.
Well, I think as well, the
same concept of every player in the world.
So you're saying, why are we not buying starters? Okay, so let's think of a team that finished around us and let's look at midfield, for instance, right? So let's look at Newcastle. I think they finished 8th, right? So in midfield for Newcastle, Sean Longstaff starts for them. He's a Premier League starter. Do you want to buy him? No. The other guy that they've got is Bruno Guimaraes. Can't afford him. Too good for Newcastle. Too good for Palace. Going all the way to the top, right? West Ham around us. Who starts for them in midfield? To be honest, I can't remember who starts for them in midfield. But
they got a new manager as well, so
but I'm just saying, I think saying why are we not buying starters, I think is a bit. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of well, we are. You just want to buy run of the mill players, and that's we bought Mamadou Sakho for 30 million. He was a guaranteed starter. He turned out well, didn't he? Do you know what I mean?
He did, bro. No, he did.
I love Sakho. Never talk a good deal with Sakho. I love Sakho.
Bro, he was pound for pound. He was probably one of the worst players we ever had.
I mean,
he was just injury prone a lot, though.
Sakho was one of the worst players we've ever had.
No. Pound for pound. He wasn't worth what we paid for him, is what he means.
So 130 grand a week.
Mamadou Sakho didn't come anywhere near close to the money that we paid for him. Neither did Christian Benteke, and that's just the truth.
Pound for pound.
We may love Mamadou Sakho for what he did, but for the price that we paid for him, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You don't think pound for pound, he was one of probably the worst value signings we made? 30 million quid.
When you say pound for pound, I need to think now. I mean, who did we spend? We don't spend big amounts of money on players anyways, and all the players that we spend big amounts of money were bigger amounts of money. Walton, Gahey, etc. They've been all fine. So yeah, you're probably right. Yeah,
exactly. I'm not saying he was the worst player we ever had. I'm not saying
that. I think if he would have done what he did for us in the games that he played, if he would have been able to give us that output with more appearances, then absolutely.
100%.
The problem is you put out $30 million on a guy, and he only makes 40% of the available appearances that he could make, and it's like, well, damn, that's kind of it's not the return on investment. I think is the phrase that we're looking for.
Yeah.
No, I don't know though, because I feel like there was context behind those kind of signings at the time. Because I mean, we were talking about a time where we were buying Sacco and partnering him with like Stephen Kelly, or Benteke when we were.
Martin Kelly.
Martin Kelly. Sorry.
You're
other one.
Hey, my man just mixed up Martin Kelly with a checkout man at Tesco.
Funny as well. I didn't want to bring it up. Yeah.
But
you said Nunes. I've clocked that as well.
Munoz. Sorry. It's a bit late in the week for me. Anyway, or Benteke in a team where we had like Loic Remy and Adebayor. So you see what I'm saying?
Wasn't here when Benteke was here.
No, but what I'm just saying is the kind of players that they would have had around him at that time.
At the time, it made sense. At the time,
it made sense at the time, and they kind of got us over the line. So obviously, for the money that we would have made from staying in the Premier League and stuff like that, that made sense. But you're right. If you put those players in a more modernized Palace team that we have now at their peak, they improve our team straight away.
I mean, Christian Benteke was also flanked by Wilfred Zaha and Andros Townsend.
Yeah. I
guess eventually
best pound for pound was Maka, like 100%. No one can ever deny it. Pound for pound, Maka was probably the best in the Premier League era.
How much did we sign him for?
8 million.
What about Jordan Ayew?
If that's the case, then right now
from Wigan, isn't it?
If that's the
Jordan
case,
Ayew very good. Yeah,
Michael Elise is stands to.
You forget that he only cost
Michael
8 million.
Is going to be beating that, right? Michael Elise
like
is going
8 million, like
Damn.
Yeah,
and you think I mean, not Stephen Kelly, but Martin Kelly cost $1 million, and we got a fair bit out of him as well. Do you know what I mean? So...
No, brother, but yeah.
That's Jonathan Benteke because we signed Christian.
Well, Jonathan Benteke, mate. If you know, you know.
Came off the bench as well.
How much did
he ever even put on?
We didn't get for anything, right? Mandanda.
We got Mandanda for free, didn't we?
Yeah, you got it for free.
He was free, but yeah, we also let him go for free.
That you haven't spent pound on. So, well, you have technically because every free transfer there's a cost, but yeah, when we're talking about this,
what I'm saying is none of those players have got anything on Edgar Davids. That's all I'm saying. So, you get me? So, you can talk your talk, but Edgar Davids was the one.
Do you know? I actually found out what they were paying him back in the day, which was hilarious. $5,000 a game.
$5,000 a game. To be fair, that's a lot, no?
That's
a lot. Like considering where he was playing at the time, etc. That's a lot, man. No wonder.
Wasn't that at the time when we were like bankruptcy vibes?
No, just coming out of that, but he didn't last long.
Coming out of that, going back in, going right back in after paying
Davids.
Yeah, that's
He'd been retired. He's 3 years retired. He was as well.
Well, I'll come out retirement as well.
Player manager at Barnet, mate. What do you know about those legends?
Yeah, I'll come out retirement as well.
Brilliant.
Actually, to be fair, before we continue with the questions as well, people, let's quickly, I think this is an important update to show as well. It's on the new stadium construction that people ask about as well. These pictures are from Palace, by the Palace Way on Twitter. Make sure to check them out. They're posted out as well. The new photos of the planned stadium redevelopment at Selhurst Park have been released. And also there is a video on Crystal Palace's channel. So after this, but whether it's at a halftime of the game or so, make sure to check that out. It's like a 2-minute video that shows the construction process. Really cool. Development has actually started. The minor stuff has already started. These are the pictures, as you can see, of the new main stand. The red and blue seats right there, looking nice. More pictures here as well, looking nice as well from this side as well. As you can see, some of the car park is gone. And there's pathways there. The house is down on the right hand side are also, of course, going to be demolished that we bought out. But look, it's looking nice, man. It is looking nice from the outside, ain't it? And it's good that we're finally starting the stadium. I mean, this conversation has been going on since 2017 when I was there for the stadium unveil. And thankfully, finally, is actually some groundwork is about to start and we're getting serious, boys. And it's going to be a big step in the direction that we need with the revenue, right?
Yeah, for
100%.
Yes,
so
but I'll believe it when I see it.
Like,
what you want to go there? Go to the stadium, and then you'll see the works. If you want to believe it,
you were the one that literally said you were there at the unveiling. Did you even have a beard back then?
Yeah, I probably did, man. You know how tough that.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, how long ago was that?
AJ,
I was born with a beard.
I know where you're coming from, but I will say that like the reason they're doing all the work under the Homestead and stuff like that is for next season.
Yeah, because
the away changing rooms are going to be there and stuff like that. So I think they are actually serious. But someone called me this morning, and because I sent him the Athletic article, and he went, "Building a stadium should have been built by now."
See? I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people. You know this.
Are you sure it wasn't AJ? It was like his burner phone or something messaging you. Like.
Yeah, I just listen.
That's wild of you assuming I can afford a burner phone.
They destroyed those temporary buildings that have been there for 30 years.
Yeah, the porta cabins are going. So
yeah, like if those things have been there for 3 decades, man, and they're gone, like, that should show that
the porta cabins are going. Like you know, there's something's happening.
You know something going on, man. Because that was the offices, and that was the locker rooms for the visiting players. So
and so the porta cabins are going. Like you know, there's something is happening, and it's. What's it called? I mean, unless the councils come in and condemn them, which could have also happened.
Nah, it started, man. It started. Yeah. The process started. Don't worry about it, AJ. Yeah. It started. If you want, you could go see for yourself as well. But it's good. It's step in the right direction. It's something we needed. It's been a long process. I mean, there's been hiccups along the way. It's good. It's a good step for the future of this football club. And now let's just see. Let's of course build this, but. The biggest question that I have is about the stadium development. With the houses around us, how much more can we develop this stadium? I'm looking at the Arthur Waite stand next. The Holmesdale's double. The main stand will be double deck. Arthur Waite and the White Horse will be the only stands. White Horse especially small. What are the chances of developing those sections? Because I think that's going to be important as well. The White Horse has the Sainsbury's right there. I mean, we've had problems with Sainsbury's for this stand, so it would mean that Sainsbury's completely goes because there's no way we can build a new stand with Sainsbury's being there. I don't think that would work. But yeah, let's get this out of the way. The biggest thing is there will be no disruptions in terms of fans going to games. That's why it's going to take a bit longer. But hallelujah, it's finally started. So yeah,
they'll still have games even during the construction. Is that
yeah. Nothing stopping. Yeah.
I hope so.
As well. Yeah. And then AJ won't be able to go to games. Then
otherwise, I'll be sitting. I'm gonna sit.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting in the car park, mate.
Exactly. We'll be watching from the car park. So yeah, fans will be able to go to the games.
Lawn chair in the car park.
Yeah, those fans do played
make a picnic of it, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, everything's sorted. Everything's sorted, people. We're finally underway with the new stand. Let's go through some of the questions before the opening game starts. As always, if you're just joining us right now, hit the like button, people, if you are enjoying the content, and subscribe. Let's go through Animal. Let's not go through Animal. Let's go through Animal's question. Will we see a level up from Decore under Glasner? I mean, Decore was at a high level already.
He was pretty good. Yeah, he was pretty good.
I don't know. Wait a minute. If
he was
we
right.
see a level up, if we see another level up, we won't have him very long.
Well, I guess.
Well, no, he signed a new contract, and at the end of the day, he will have to fight for his place like that, just like everyone else. And one thing I've noticed with the manager is he doesn't rush anybody back into that team. He doesn't do that. I think he'd rather play somebody else.
I think there could have been a chance that Decore featured towards the end of the season, but he didn't rush him. He didn't rush him. And I think
now he has a full preseason.
Yeah,
he has a full preseason. Yeah.
So yeah, I do think based on what Glasner's done so far, I think all of these players can see a level up from their performances. Like he's done that, and Decore is the one player we haven't seen under Glasner so far. So yeah, potentially, let's just see how we react to the system. Tim saying, what is the most important position for signings now? It's hard. Either wing back or striker, and that's for depth.
I say wing back now because we have issues now. Both sides. I'd say right now. I don't say striker yet because we haven't moved on from Eddie. I think once we move on from Eddie, then we have an immediate need at striker.
But they're looking for big money for Eddie for what he is, looking for 20 mil. I think we need another winger as well. Like I do think we need to add some depth, someone who can play on the wing.
But then are we playing with
we don't
actual
play
wingers now? Not really, no.
Yeah,
Because I was thinking left. I agree with Stan. I was thinking of left winger first, but actually now I'm thinking about the way the formation works. I'd actually probably go left wing back.
I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, when it comes to the attacking options, especially, I don't think we play wingers. We play more inside forwards. But down the left-hand side, you have Eze, then you have Franca. Down the right-hand side, you have Mada. A lot of people forget about Franca.
You got JRS as well.
Yeah, and he might go out alone. But I think we're fine.
You got IU on the other side. You got Elise on the other side. You know, so I feel like we're good at the inside forward right now.
Now watching Palace, you forget.
Exactly. So France not featuring as well. You forget as well. A lot of people forgot about France. Don't worry, one of them has.
France is another guy that really didn't get a lot of time.
He's going to come good next season. I'm putting it here.
He was playing well before he got hurt.
Yeah, he was, and
he was getting there. Yeah, he was getting there.
He didn't really join us in the best of conditions as well. I know a lot of people have written him off already, but I don't think it's as black and white as that, man.
Never.
Next season, just watch him as well. He's the ones to watch as well next season. Eagles saying, do you think some new youngsters could emerge next year with already crowded squads? Hard to say. Depends on who leaves, who goes, who performs. But we're kind of improving the depth already. So
if they're good enough,
Imre's the only one I'm really looking at a right wing back position. To be fair, and I think
Goodman.
Yeah, apart from that, I don't know how many
Jesse Derry, maybe. I mean, if they're good enough, they'll get their chance.
Yeah,
he's coming off injury, right? He got hurt at the end of the year, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's already started training though. He's already jogging and running. I've seen that clip quite recently.
Yeah. So let's see in regards to that. But look, people, we're gonna wrap up here. Sorry we couldn't go through every question. Euros is about to start. We're all excited about it. Of course, we'll see the Palace boys playing for Euros. In today's game, there is no one, so we can just relax. Unless you're Scotland or German fan, relax, put your feet up, and just watch it all unfold. I mean, the opening sequence. What do you call it? The opening ceremony. Yeah, that's ceremony. Yeah, it's going on right now. I don't know. I can't really hear it because, of course, I'm doing a live stream, but it looks a bit lame. But let's just see.
As with all opening ceremonies.
I'm just being real.
As with all opening ceremonies. The Olympics open ceremonies.
People just waving flags and just spinning about for the last 10 minutes. So I don't think I'm missing out on much. I don't know if there's any even artists there or what's going on. I just see people just running about. But let's see, man. Big up to everyone that's joined us today and that's watching on replay. Big up to Serbia, of course. Let's see what they do in the tournament. And our new signing, Chadi Riad. But that's it from us. And until next time, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.